Hey everybody, happy Sunday to you. Hopefully you all are hanging in there as we are, all being affected by this COVID-19 scare. So I thought I would try to lift spirits and still continue with my weekly top 5 in hopes that, especially because most of us, if not all of us, are pretty much quarantined. If you're in the state of California, we were just recently, this past Thursday, issued a directive for a stay at home, stop the spread of coronavirus type of thing. So unless it's a necessary outing, we're basically homebound. So it's fun. Crazy. It's been a very interesting time, as I'm sure all of you, this is affecting everybody. So it's kind of just depending on where you're at in the world, we're affected slightly differently. But one of the things to help lift spirits is to continue as normal as possible. So again, going ahead with the top 5 cigars, I did try to choose cigars that would be something that you can order online, hopefully, or maybe you already have them in your humidor. But again, I actually am reshooting this video because I do tend to try to get ahead of the weekly top 5s on the chance that I'm traveling or things like that. So I actually had a different one set to release this Sunday that was just not really addressing the coronavirus issues that we're all facing. So I thought I'd just redo it because that's the reality. So again, not to be like doom and gloom. I don't like the doom and gloom stuff, but it is affecting all of us. It's been so bizarre to go out to the stores and see, for myself being in Southern California, a couple weeks ago, even before this became an official, schools shutting down, all of that, the stores were already starting to thin out. Toilet paper, who would have thought that would become like a crazy commodity, but you still cannot find toilet paper in any store. So it's kind of just, it's weird, to go into Target and see like the entire shelves of paper goods just completely gone first thing in the morning. There's lines outside of every store. Now, as we've progressed into this, we're getting daily emails, saying certain businesses are shutting down temporarily. And for a lot of us that have small businesses, it's really scary because, obviously shutting down is really detrimental to many, and it just affects everybody across the board. So my thoughts and prayers are going out to all of you who are being affected by this in one way or the other, family members that may be ill, people that, again, are in threat of losing their businesses or just being affected by this crazy stock market. It's like one thing after another. So again, in the hopes of keeping some sort of normalcy, here's my top 5. So starting with number 5, we have the Camacho Coyolar. Again, I've had it on the list before. Should be something that maybe you already have in your humidors. If not, you should be able to find this online. The Camacho Coyolar is a Honduran puro, single farm vintage Criollo varietal, aged cedar, cocoa. You get the nice rich leather, a nice amount of spice to it, but just a really nice stick. Again, coming out from Camacho, so very good. Huge fan of the Camacho line. And again, trying to choose cigars that are readily accessible to everybody, hopefully. Moving on to my number 4 cigar is the one I'm smoking. It's the McAuliffe Grande Bold Sumatra. Again, coffee's best friend. So gotta keep the coffee coming, especially if you're home. Well, most of us are home. So being at home, great way to, enjoy that extra time that you may have by, brewing a nice fresh roasted pot of coffee and lighting up a good stick. Again, trying to keep our sanity any way possible. So again, the Grande Bold Sumatra is a fantastic pairing with coffee. It is featuring a Sumatra wrapper, broadleaf binder, Dominican and Nicaragua on the filler. Notes of coffee, cedar, cocoa, nice amount of underlying sweetness with that subtle spice, but really, really nice. So moving along to number 3, we have the CAO in Nicaragua. Really liked this one. CAO does a lot of fun. Rick Rodriguez, he's the man. He's a great blender, and he does a lot of fun with these different CAO series that come out. And again, doing the different world releases. You know, they have the Brasilia, which I love. The Nicaragua one is really great, and I smoked a lot of them. I think it's been a couple years now since they first launched it, but just a really nice, easy smoke. And again, that one's featuring actually a Honduran Jamastran wrapper and binder, and then the fillers coming from Nicaragua with specifically from Esteli, Condega, and Jalapa. So you get those nice black pepper, toasted bread. It's nutty. It's a really nice offering, again, from the CAO portfolio. Number 2 is coming out of the beautiful Dominican Republic with the LFD La Volcada. Big fan of that one. I loved the red. I liked the pop of color. You know, LFD makes some really great sticks. Again, not for the weak, I was gonna say weak of heart, but that's not the right term, but just like not for somebody that's afraid of a lot of good, rich flavors. And in a lot of cases, that strength comes along with it. That's kind of like their, I don't know if that's their, purposely their trademark, but I tend to find that when I smoke LFDs, I'm prepared to get a nice kick, which is good. I like the flavor. I like the robustness of their, most of their cigars. So the LFD La Volcada has that very flavorful Mexican San Andres wrapper, Ecuadorian Corojo on the binder, and then Dominican, Honduran, and Nicaraguan on the filler. Beautiful notes of dark cherry, cedar, black pepper. You get a little bit of cinnamon mixed into that spice, so really nice offering again from LFD. They also have a beautiful farm, so again, once all the travel restrictions go away, I'm sure all of us are going to be itching to get back out there into the world. So that's a beautiful place to visit if you have the opportunity to go see the LFD factory and farm. It's really, really nice. They're very hospitable there. So it's just, again, it's a lot of fun to see, to visit there. And again, at their factory itself, they have a really beautiful property. And most times you'll find Lito actually cooking something. I've been there a couple times where he's roasted a pig. It's really neat. So a lot of fun. Something to look forward to in months to come, hopefully. And number 1 is going out to the Diesel Sherry Cask. So great stick, coming with a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Brazilian Arapiraca on the binder, Nicaraguan filler. This one actually was part of my top 5 for the year. It's a really nice offering from the Diesel line. Again, AJ blends for them, and it's just it's a budget-friendly type of cigar that still has a really nice offering as far as the overall aging, their storyline behind it, and then of course those really nice flavor notes, which are going to include raisin, aged wood, damp earth, and then a nice amount of that milk chocolate sweetness. So again, huge fan of the Diesel line. And yeah, so hopefully you can find all of those cigars that I mentioned. If you're not able to go into local lounges, I know I've seen some of the different emails and different things on Instagram where some lounges are open for you to come in and buy from the humidor, just not stay and smoke. So I'm curious. Again, I always ask you guys to provide that feedback for me, and I do read through the comments, especially right now. I'm pretty much homebound, so I'll be definitely reading through the comments in a more timely manner than I sometimes do. But I'm curious, for those of you, different parts of the world, different parts of even within the United States, what's going on, in your neck of the woods? Like, what are you seeing? What's been the biggest, challenge, I guess, in this whole deal? Obviously, if you're not someone who has the option to work from home, are you still having to go into work depending on what you do? So I'd like to hear, from those of you who would like to share, what you do for a living, and if you're still going in, or if you're able to work from home, or if your business has been shut down. Again, my prayers are with you. For me, it's been really the biggest thing, and I don't get into it too much on my channel, just because I try to be very respectful of people's beliefs, but I'm very Catholic, so I go to Mass every Sunday, and so my church has been shut down. I attend daily Mass when I can. It's been a huge a huge factor of not being able to just attend, especially during this time of being in Lent and things like that. So that's been affecting me personally. I'm still, I find other ways to do that. There's live stream now. There's all kinds of offerings, but it's different to be home versus going into your actual, church or again, whatever your particular faith may be. Most of us are being affected in that way. Schools are being shut down again, just a lot of things. And then not to mention just not being able to, walk into a store and get maybe the regular things that you're used to buying because people are going in, especially locally here. And then I have my brother who lives out in like near Seattle, Tacoma area. And now they're starting to feel that where it's like, yeah, we can't find toilet paper. The stores are starting to get thinned out. But over here in California, we've been dealing with that now for a little while where it's amazing. I mean, I was up at 7 a.m. the other morning to try to just go in to get a few things. And it was like the lines around, out of these stores that are getting ready for them to open. Of course, all the store hours have been modified. Not being able, again, simple things like toilet paper or paper towels, Kleenex, things like that are just, you're being limited to only one per household if you can find it. I mean, I don't know, it's pretty crazy. So again, my prayers are going out to all of you who are being directly affected. I know all of us are affected in some way, some more than others. So yeah, just love to hear back from you guys. Again, what's been your biggest challenge? I was starting to get into, and I think I rambled off topic, but for your cigars in particular, are you still able to go into your home lounge and buy cigars? Are you having to order online? Not to mention this being a wonderful time if you're not yet part of like Pravada Cigar Club, for example. This is a great time to join because you can get those cigars delivered right to your door, and at least it gives you something to look forward to and something to add to your humidor because, again, who knows how long this is going to last, but hopefully not too much longer. But yeah, that's my take. And thanks so much for tuning in. And I do wish you guys a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.